In today's video we are going to take a look at aquaponics. What is aquaponics? How does it work? What do you need to get started? All of these questions are going to be answered in this video. Let's get started by answering the question, what is aquaponics? In a nutshell, the name says it all. Aqua means water and ponics means to work, or grow. So basically, aquaponics is a method of growing plants in water and using this as a habitat for rearing fish too. By growing plants and raising fish aquaponically, you take advantage of the best of both hydroponics and aquaculture. In hydroponics, you are merely growing your plants in water which most often gets pumped out the system. In aquaculture, toxic nutrient accumulation from the fish food and fish waste means the water also needs to be constantly siphoned off and replaced with a clean supply. However, both these problems are solved in a mutually beneficial way in aquaponics. Not only is water saved through the continuous cycling from the fish, to the plants, and back to the fish again, but the plants are able to use up the toxic nutrients, making the recycled water safe for the fish again. Now that we have defined aquaponics, we need to understand how the process works. There is one process at the core of the system upon which everything depends. This process is the nitrogen cycle. If you remember, we mentioned that by placing plants into the system they clean the water and make it safe for the fish again. The nitrogen cycle makes this all possible. It all starts with ammonia. Ammonia is a waste product from the respiratory cycle of the fish, as well as decomposing fish food and fish waste. When ammonia accumulates in high concentrations, it becomes toxic to the fish. On every dark, wet surface in the aquaponics system exist nitrifying bacteria known as nitrosomonas. These are naturally occurring and extremely beneficial because they convert the ammonia to nitrite. Unfortunately, nitrite is even more toxic to the fish than ammonia. Luckily, there is another class of bacteria called nitrobacter, which convert the nitrites to nitrates. And this is fantastic because nitrates are a great nutrient source for the plants. So, as you can see, the nitrogen cycle is an extremely important process that converts toxic waste products into less toxic nutrients that the plants can use. Now that the importance of the nitrogen cycle and the beneficial bacteria have been made clear, we are going to highlight the role of something called a biofilter. Biofilters can be made of any inorganic substance, like gravel or a hydroponic substrate for example, and are included in an aquaponics system to provide a place for the beneficial bacteria to live and proliferate. The biofilters provide a large, dark and wet surface area on which the nitrosomonas and nitrobacter survive. Water from the fish tanks is pumped through these biofilters, the ammonia gets converted to usable nitrates, the water then goes to the plant tanks, the nitrates are used, and the water is now safe to return to the fish tanks. That brings us to the end of this introductory video to aquaponics. We hope you learned something new. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comments.